I think there's that footballing cliche of you don't win silverware with kids, but if you look at your back line, you've got two very young players this year. What have you made of their season so far, especially Sidious and the young Charlie Fry?
Well, Charlie, we know Charlie. He's an up-and-coming star for the game in general, but he's next to someone who's probably the best defender in the league, and that's Jack Webster. So we're not going to put Charlie there with another young fella next to him because they won't compensate each other. Whereas Jack helps him, talks to him, and he's got great help from behind him, which is Ryan Scott, our goalkeeper. So all in all, he's got that help, and so does James. James is, I think, a different case. He's been at Victory, he's seen what it's like there. So I think he's adapted really well. And he had a stint overseas, a small stint overseas. So he's a bit more experienced. But for me, age doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're 15 or 19 or 29. It's at the end of the day, you've got to adapt to the conditions, to the style of play. And both those boys have adapted very fast, and it's great to see.
Maybe moving up the park into midfield, it seems like you've got plenty of depth. It's that old saying of the headaches that you have with selection. You've got James Kelly coming off the bench and doing so well. How have you managed those players?
Well, I mean, look, the boys in the middle of the park. Blake Tompkins been a very good buy for us. He's screening quite well, and that's what we want him to do as a 6. He's been extremely good. And then you've got obviously Tyson, who's a stalwart of the club. And, can run all day. And Hicksy for me has been a great find because we knew that he could play. He's an international player, so for him to be able to express himself and play the football that he knows, it's been really good for our team. And James Kelly's he comes on and he makes his power is just phenomenal, and he creates so many problems for the opposition. So he's a great weapon to have for us. And we keep them fresh, we keep them on their toes all the time, and every time we need to call on them, they actually produce the goods.
And in the final third, obviously, plenty of familiar names in Thurtell and Hassan Radis, but the new signing, obviously, Velibor Mitrovic. You've spoken about players that were in the wilderness. Yeah. Did you think that he would do as well as he did this season so far?
Well, no, I didn't think he'd do that well, but we always knew that he had the capabilities of doing it. And it may have taken him a bit of time, but like I said, he's adapted really well. And I play him out left, I can play him out right, and then I can play him as a 10. So he's a very versatile player. So I can play him in quite a few positions. So it's extremely good to see someone who's got a lot of potential. That he can really show his stuff, what he's worth, and he's doing that at the moment. And he can be one of the best players in the league. He's got that. He's got something, that X factor on him, and so he can do that at times. So, and he'll hopefully get better and better. Look, we know that towards the end of the season, players will start to tire out, and there'll be a few injuries, this and that. So we've got to manage these players and make sure that they're cherry ripe, especially towards the run home.
Maybe moving on to the big game on Saturday. A tough couple of weeks you've had with 2 cup games, but I had to think, and Avondale also have a cup game this week. Who do you think goes into that game and better prepared?
Well, we've like I said, we've had 2 games last week against cup games, and then in between we have all these NPL games. But I think both teams are very professional. Even Avondale, they're a very good team, got a very potent strike force. The top scorer of the league is playing for them at the moment, so that says a lot about them. And look, we know it's going to be a tough game, but I suppose we've got a week off now. We can recuperate well, and a couple of little boys have got a few niggling things, and Tyson had a few stomach ailments, but he's all over that now. So all these boys will start to be fresh to come into this game, and Saturday's going to be a big day for us, a big game, and but again, like I've previously stated, it's just 3 points. So we just want to go out there 3 points, home grounds, and that's all we're looking at. Really, is that's all we want to do. So we'll be doing what we've been doing the past 10 games and trying to give it our all, and to get what we want to do, and that is get the 3 points.
What's it like coming up against a fellow side going for the title at this late stage in the competition, maybe compared to the Heidelberg clash where it was earlier in the season? You've seen a lot of them already. Does that prepare you, or what's it like coming at this later stage as opposed to earlier?
Oh, look, I don't really see it that way. I don't see it earlier or later. At the end of the day, it is what it is. They're up there, we're up there, so it's just come to that. So you never thought that you'd be up there, 10 games in. I don't think anyone thinks about that, any team anymore. I think they just see how things pan out and take each game as it comes, and that's what we're doing. We just take each game as it came for the past 10 games, and with our FFA Cup games, and now we've got Avondale, and lo and behold, they're sitting second and we're sitting first, so it's a top of the table clash, and it is what it is. So you can't prepare for that. That's just the way it happens. So, but towards the end of the season, it's a different story. You can sort of manage things and see how things are panning out. But so early, and it's hard to understand why this happened, but it's happened. So it is what it is, and we'll just go out there and, like I said, treat it as another NPL game, and try to get what we always try to do, get the 3 points. You've
touched on it slightly, what you've made of them this year, but yeah, what do you make of Avondale, and how do you preview the clash on Saturday?
Yeah, look, they're a very good team. They've got some very experienced players. They've got very good back line with Rossi Archibald, who was with us last year, and Rammer at the back there. They've got a fantastic goalkeeper. And look, they're all their lines are quite experienced and very, very good. So it's going to be a great clash. There's no doubt about it.
Maybe moving away from this game only slightly though. I think it's 2 weeks now, 3 or 2 weeks is when the transfer window opens. What are your sort of intentions without giving too much away of how you want to use that?
Well, we've already signed a player from Brisbane, who's a left back, and he was done about a month ago. But we're keeping all our options open at the moment to see exactly what we need leading into the transfer period. We're not going to rush into it. Obviously, we've got to see how many points we've got, if there's points available too. So, we really want to see what we need. But that player who has to come in has to be a player who's going to actually make a difference if we do sign someone else.
And maybe just a final question, and you can answer this from the perspective of the club or maybe on the league as a whole. What are your predictions for the second half of the season?
Yeah, like I said to you, the teams that are in the bottom half are really going to strengthen. It's going to be a tough run home, because when you're struggling in your survival mode, you got to change things and do things, and I think a lot of clubs will do that. There's been a few coaching positions changed already, so no doubt those coaches want to show what they're worth. So it's going to be a tough run home. I think again, I can't make any prediction who's going to be up there, who's not going to be up there, because it's the NPL. It's so unpredictable at times, and we've been fortunate in this position to be very consistent. And if you keep that consistency, then obviously you'll find yourself up there, and that's something I've been striving for with all my teams for forever. Just trying to have that consistency, but at the same time improving all the time. So if you can do that, there's no doubt you'll be successful.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.